Deepest, Darkest Secret, Chapter 10. Promptly at 6:30 the next morning, Christine turns on the lights in the boys' room. "Time to wake up, everyone. Take your turns in the bathroom, get dressed for school, and meet me in the dining room for breakfast," Christine instructs. Stretching and yawning, Anthony questions Marcus. "Guess you want to let the new kid have first dibs on the bathroom as well, huh?" Marcus rolls his eyes. "Do whatever you want, Anthony. You're going to whine like a little baby if you don't get your way anyway. It's too early in the morning to deal with your crap." Anthony hops down from his bunk, no ladder for him, and swipes his red bangs away from his eyes. "I will do what I want, and I don't need your permission. And I don't whine. I'm the second oldest here. You and I are almost the same age." He storms out of the room. Marcus shakes his head. He's pretty sure the 5-year age difference is not almost the same age. Deciding that this morning is not the time for arguments, Marcus climbs down from his bed and gets dressed. Luke and Kevin do the same, taking their turns in the bathroom when Anthony is finished. By 7:30, they're all walking into the dining room. Miss G is at the stove, her back to the table, cooking breakfast. Luke pulls out a chair, but before he can sit, Anthony pushes him out of the way. "This is my spot," he growls lowly so Miss G doesn't hear. "Sit here, Luke," Marcus directs. "Good morning, gentlemen," Christine greets them. "Good morning, Miss G," they all reply, except Luke, of course. She puts a plate of pancakes in front of each one of them. Luke smells the sweet scent of the maple syrup as Marcus puts a few drops on his, and Kevin pours out what must be half the bottle. There are glasses set out by each of the boys with a pitcher of orange juice and a glass of milk in the middle of the table. The boys chatter about what they have going on at school that day and their plans for the weekend while they eat. Kevin has a math test that he's nervous about. He has never been good at math. What takes some kids just a second to calculate takes him a minute or two of counting on his fingers. Today, the test is on long division, and Kevin has practiced, but he often gets the answer wrong the first time. He only realizes it when he does the check Miss Fontenot told them about. As for the weekend, Kevin mostly likes to watch TV and play superhero. He tells Luke that he could play with him if he'd like. Luke likes that idea. He doesn't know how to play superhero, but playing with another person has to be better than playing alone. Anthony is in the same class as Kevin. He's not worried about the test at all. Math comes easily to him. Instead, he's excited that they're going to have PE in the gym instead of outside, like they always do when the weather is this cold. That means they'll be able to play basketball instead of soccer. Soccer is so dumb. What fun is a sport if you can't use your hands? His weekend plans include trying to find bugs in the yard and seeing if he can set them on fire with a magnifying glass. He doesn't tell the other boys that. Marcus is looking forward to the special assembly they're having just for the juniors. This will be the day they get their information on ordering their class rings. He's been doing odd jobs for people around town all school year so he can earn enough money to buy one on his own. Miss G didn't tell him she couldn't pay for it, but he knows she only has her income and what the state gives her for taking care of them. He doesn't want to put any pressure on her. This weekend, like most every weekend, he and the guys in the neighborhood will play some baseball in the street. Their baseball games don't stop just because it's cold. Maybe one day Luke can join in. Christine notices that Luke turns his head as each boy tells about their plans. He's paying attention to their conversation, even if he isn't joining in. She really hopes this not talking thing is just his way of closing himself off until he feels comfortable. Maybe in a couple of days he'll come out of his shell. Then again, hopefully they can get his parents' contact information from the school, and Sophia can work on reuniting them. He might not even be here in a couple of days. She knows that reuniting families is always the goal of DCFS. Once breakfast is finished and all the dishes are placed in the sink, the boys grab their backpacks and their lunches. Luke only has a plain brown lunch bag. Miss G said she would get him a backpack tomorrow. If he isn't here long enough, she can always keep it for another foster child placed with her in the future. They all pile into Christine's white minivan and head off to school. The city of Pralo is so small that there are only 2 schools, Pralo Elementary and Pralo High. The elementary school houses all grades from kindergarten through 7th, with only 2 classes for each grade. The high school is for grades 8 through 12. Christine drops Marcus off first at the high school and then drives over to the elementary school. She finds a parking spot and they walk together towards the front doors of the school. Anthony and Kevin's teacher is on car line duty this morning. She's one of the veteran teachers with 27 years of experience. Her curly brown hair is pulled back from her face with two barrettes. Her red cat-eye glasses are sitting on the tip of her nose. All Christine's foster kids have been in her class. Most of them love her. She makes learning fun. Both Kevin and Marcus told her about the game show type study games she plays and the spelling bees. Healthy competition makes for a good learning tool. Good morning, Anthony, Kevin, Christine, and who's the new guy? She greets them as they approach. Good morning, Miss Fontenot, Christine and Kevin answer in response. Anthony just grumbles. The older boys walk past their teacher and head to their classroom. Christine stops to talk to their teacher. This is Luke, Christine tells her, leaving out the fact that they don't know if that's truly his name. He came to me just yesterday. I was hoping to get some information from your records. He's not talking and no one has contacted law enforcement about a missing child. I thought we might be able to get his parents' names or at least have y'all contact them and let them know where he is. Miss Fontenot looks closely at Luke. I don't recognize him, but that doesn't mean much. I've got a hard enough time remembering the kids I've taught. What grade would he be in? I'm thinking either first or second. We're pretty sure he's 7 years old. Too young for me. Hopefully the office can help. If nothing else, they can get their teachers from those grades to come to the office and identify him. Thanks, Miss Fontenot. I'll see you on parent-teacher night, Christine calls as she walks off towards the office. Christine heads to the main office. Susan LeBlanc, the secretary/nurse/resident mother, sits helping the parents and students who need assistance. Christine waits her turn to talk to Susan. There are parents in the office depositing money for the lunch program, dropping off medications, and signing permission slips that were forgotten, along with the usual students asking to call their parents or looking for a Band-Aid. Next in line, calls out Susan. Oh, hey, Christine, how are you? Hey, Susan, I'm doing all right, thanks. How are you? Can't complain. It's a madhouse in here as always, but I'm used to it. What can I do for you? Christine motions to Luke. I need a little help with this young man. He was brought to me by DCFS yesterday, but he's not talking to anyone. We call him Luke, but we don't really know his name, and they've had no luck finding out anything about his parents. Do you recognize him? I was hoping you could tell me what class he's in, so I can talk to his teacher and either get the information or have her contact the parents. Susan peers over the desk to get a good look at Luke. He's not one I'm familiar with, she says. I thought I knew every kid in this school. I guess there's a possibility he's never needed my assistance. What grade do you think he's in? I'm guessing first or second. He's 7, that much we know, Christine repeats. Susan picks up the phone and presses a few buttons. Will Miss Hannah, Miss Terry, Miss Richard, and Mr. Germain please come to the office? The announcement rings out over the school intercom. A few minutes later, the teachers from the first and second grades show up. One by one, each teacher confirms that this child is not in their class. Christine looks at Luke and then back at Susan. How can that be? This is the only school we have. Shouldn't he be enrolled here? Well, he's either not from here or his parents have chosen to homeschool him, or he has somehow slipped through the system and he's not getting any schooling at all. Now Christine understands why Luke shook his head yesterday when she talked about coming here and getting information from the school. They don't have any information to give her. She's not sure what to do next. Should she start the process now of enrolling him? Should she take him home and do work with him there? If so, what? She doesn't have the first clue what things they teach to 7-year-olds. Sophia said he couldn't or wouldn't write the answers to her questions. Christine is starting to believe that couldn't is most likely the correct word. To Susan, she says, let me make a phone call. I don't know where to go from here. Could you get me some paperwork in case I'm told to just go ahead and enroll him? While Susan digs in her filing cabinet for the appropriate documentation needed to enroll a child in school, Christine steps outside with Luke to make a phone call. Sophia Jenkins, DCFS. Sophia answers on the second ring. Hey, Sophia, this is Christine. She tells Sophia about her trip to the school. What do I do? Sophia is in shock. He's not in school? Don't enroll him yet. Let's give the parents the weekend to respond to our request for information. If they don't contact the police by Sunday night, I'll let you know, and you can enroll him Monday. I don't want to step on anyone's toes if his parents show up and don't want their kid in the school system. The homeschool community here in Prelo isn't large. There are those that believe they can do a better job of teaching their children than trained professionals. Some of them do. Some of them couldn't pass a third grade standardized test and shouldn't be teaching anyone. Christine isn't a big supporter of this homeschool movement, but if she were being honest, she could see the benefit for some children. There have been a few in her home that had learning disabilities or ADHD who weren't suited to sitting in a classroom for 7 hours a day. The schools have good resources, but at times they can be stretched thin, and students may not get everything they need. These children are more likely to get in trouble and labeled as bad kids. I know a lady that does the whole homeschool thing, Christine remarks. I'll reach out to her. The moms that do the homeschool are a close-knit group. They're always getting together to have PE class or take educational field trips. Maybe she knows the family. Please let Troy reach out instead. Give me her contact information and I'll pass it on to him. Christine gives Sophia her friend's name and contact information and takes the opportunity to tease her about the use of Troy's first name again. She thanks Sophia and hangs up the phone. After she retrieves the appropriate paperwork from Susan, she directs Luke back to the minivan. While the other boys are at school, Luke and Christine go shopping. She takes him to a department store to find underwear, sleep clothes, and some more everyday clothes. They go to Piggly Wiggly and she lets him pick out a few snacks that he likes. She always lets each child pick a couple of things so that everyone has something they know they will eat in their lunch bag. Luke picks out cheese balls and mini chocolate donuts. Back at home, they put away their purchases. Christine goes to the kitchen to see what she can do for dinner. Luke sits in the living room, happy not to have to take turns with the TV.